I'm hoping that this captures and it's not gonna give me issues. No issues. No issues. Okay. Azuran Tales Trials. Okay, so it does not use gamepad. So we are going to keyboard and mouse. Which I'm okay with keyboard and mouse. Okay, the Abbey. Within the Veron Kingdom, the Abbey was commonly known as the best training academy for battle clerics. They could learn all of their basic skills here there, but to master them, they had to go out into the world and fight in a real battle. Okay. So I'm guessing that it's going to be traditional keyboard controls. Remember to spin your sigils by opening the book in the upper right corner. Okay. But I imagine the game itself should not. It's probably going to be the traditional WASD for controls and whatnot. Okay, having some issues with the game. Soon, Azuran shall be mine, he whispered, with hidden malice in the tone of his voice. A powerful divine energy that could reshape the very fabric of reality pulsed out of the core of his being, twisted the corridors and rooms of the ancient forest around him with cruel desire. Monsters howled from within as they bathed in the corruption that spread at an alarming rate. With each passing moment, their strength and bloodlust grew. Ah, soon the confines of this fortress would not be able to hold them back, and they would be set free upon the world. It was during the spring of the year 396 of the age of Pallas when this event took place, and it so happened that at that time a simple peddler who was passing by took notice of these disturbing changes. Frightened by what he had seen, he fled and didn't stop until he reached the safety of Eldebar City. There, he brought this alarming news to the king of Varam, who, concerned for the safety of his people, ordered for an investigation group to be sent out. The following day, 50 brave souls were to leave for the tomb of Galot, but not all of them were veterans tested in battle. Some of them had just finished their training. Boop. Okay. Doop, doop. Halls of training. Okay. Okay, use S to crouch. Space to jump. Checkpoints will bring you to life if you find your demise. Checkpoint. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is a side scroller. Use space. Oh, I already did that. Okay. Pretty straightforward controls. Traps are deadly. Jump over or use left shift to roll to avoid damage. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna jump these. Oh! That happened. Alright, that happened. Oh! That happened twice. That happened twice. Oh, come on. That was bull. 3 times the charm. There, we did it. Okay, use left mouse button to attack enemies. Each attack uses your stamina. Okay. Attacks can combo and they build up convention, the power of other abilities. Okay, so you literally have to click. Okay. Use right click to shield yourself from most types of damages when using your main weapon. Okay. Contender's Challenge. The Contender.
No hiding from me.
Well, that didn't help. They probably should have explained that using your shield also takes you have won the Contender's armor. Congratulations. But they should have put in there that if you choose to use the shield, it also takes from your stamina. So That would have been nice to have. Okay, portals will help you move around some levels and reach unreachable locations. Got it. Oh, in the words of Terry, there's a chest. So we're opening up these chests. And I open up this one as well. Pick all of that up. Chest to chest. And jump. Alright, men. Let's proceed with caution and finish off these lowly undead, shouted Captain Leonard Amaran as he raised his battle axe high above his head. For honor, for glory, for Varam, echoed his troops. With courage in their hearts and determination in their eyes, they stepped within the tomb of Galot. Their shields were raised up high and their swords were sharpened. Not one of them thought that they could be slain by a lowly undead. Yet, when the brave captain came face to face with a rattling skeleton, he found himself cut in half by its rusted sword. Although shocked by the loss of their leader, the men tried to hold their ground, but it was to no avail. From the front, skeletons cut them down with one slash. From the back, traps and statues of magic took them out one by one. Their shields were useless, their swords barely did any damage at all. Even running away would have been pointless now. There, among the remains of his comrades, a simple battle cleric gave his last breath. How interesting, whispered someone as they grabbed the mortal soul before it was lost to the underworld. Then, as if awakening from a deep slumber, the man opened his eyes and looked up at the giant before him. I am Drokiden, god of the dead, ruler of the unworld, his thundering voice echoed all around him in that endless darkness. The UI only displays the golden shards you can lose on death, not the total you have gathered. Sweet. Mirrors, the battle clerk woke up at the entrance of the Gallat family tomb. The first thing to flash through his mind was the moment of his death, when the skeleton's blade cut him in half. Although a bit shocked, he checked his body and realized what great relief that he was unharmed. He also remembered the deaths of his comrades, and he wished for it all to have just been a bad dream. Unfortunately, their screams still echoed in his mind and brought chills down his spine. Good, you're finally awake, mortal. So, how do you feel? Do you remember our deal? The Rokoden suddenly asked as a disembodied voice around him. Mirius was startled and grabbed his mace to defend himself. The question, what deal, escaped his lips. You mortals and your short-term memory. Oh well, let me fix that for you, he told him, and in that very moment a bright light flashed before his eyes. Whatever the god did, Maris could now clearly remember what happened after he died. Within the darkness between the world of the living and that of the dead, the Rokiden, or the Rokadana, something to that effect, offered him a tempting deal. He would go on a quest, and while doing so, he would be blessed with immortality. Once he finished his task, the blessing would be taken away, but he would be allowed to keep his life and return to his family. Although a bit overwhelmed, Mirius knew what he had to do now. I have to find the Amulet of Valar. Alright, back to the gameplay. Well, that happened. Okay. Can I jump up this way? Nope, can't jump that way. Some gates or doors can only be opened using keys. Okay. A small pouch. You have earned a sigil. Spin it to enhance your power. Okay. Oh, they want me to do it now. Let us increase our mace. If it'll let me. No. Alright, we took up our stamina regeneration. That works. Yeah, but I don't think I have any more, do I? Like, how do I know how many of them I have? I'm not seeing. Oh, okay, I see now. This would go into... This is red, this is blue or yellow, right? So I'm assuming I can spend it on this. No? Can I not spend it on that? And apparently we decreased our stamina. Yay! I have no idea how that worked, but okay. Need to open the gate. Oh, at least it tells you now which ones you're collecting. That's cool. Here's a chest. Hey, look, I got like blue and yellow. Can I like do so many of them like turn into things like? Oh, okay. Healing prayer, an ability that heals you for 10% of your maximum health every second for 3 seconds, requires at least 4 sigils or sigils to be invested in the skill. Okay, but what are these fragments used for? That's a good question. Like, is it kind of like one of those, if you get enough of them, it like kind of like puts them together? Like, what's this? Okay. I don't know. Let's keep going. Okay, yep. If you collect so many of them, it makes the shard. Okay. Damn. That happened. Okay. Alright, I'm starting to get it. It's not that bad of a game, though. I kind of like it. Well, that happened. I didn't realize that was a trap, but okay. I lost 50 gold. Damn it. That's okay. Okay. Here's this. I don't know what that does, but we'll grab it. Huh. Okay, so now I should ideally be able to... Why can I not put those into that? I mean, does it tell... Okay, this one's for red. This one, it looks like, could be for white. And I think I have 2 white, yellow, and blue. Okay, so I'm gonna do stamina. We're gonna do stamina, because my stamina regeneration is not ideal. Oh, we got a blue, so I can put it here. So therefore, I'm gonna increase my health. Because that just seemed ideal and would be the smart solution. Open that. Tomb of... Oh, man. Damn. Oh, he's ruthless. He like came up on me for nothing. Okay, I had to remember how to roll. Oh, nice. Okay. Damn. Brutal. I wouldn't much, just rather. There we go. Huh. So, oh, I got new armor.
Ah, shiny new armor.
Powerful items from ancient time can help you in your journey. Sometimes defeating monsters will provide such items. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. That was a checkpoint. Got it. Okay. Welcome, Johnny Ray, and enjoy your lurk. At long last, Mary stepped out of the tomb of Galat and entered the secret passageway, which would grant him access to the ancient fortress. Instead of displaying an expression of courage and valor on his face, he was a bit pale, and his forehead was wrinkled into a frown. Marius, despite looking like a sturdy man, was someone accustomed to the sight of death, and definitely not gore. So far, he bravely managed to hold on to the contents of his stomach. "You are handling this well," said Draconda. I really don't know how to pronounce that. So I murdered it. I know I did. With a mischievous smirk. One of the skeletons. He wielded the captain's sword, he remarked. "Yes, well," the god then began to explain how each and every one of the 49 men died and were then turned into undead, morbid decorations, or were used as components for traps. Some of the walking bones he encountered back there were actually composites of the remaining of his friends. "You really want me to puke, don't you?" "Ugh," the battle cleric said with a groan as he held his stomach and began to walk down the passageway. "I know it must be hard for a normal human to witness all of this, but this is barely the tip of the iceberg of what McGrath's corruption can do." "Who is McGrath?" Maris frowned his brow. This was the first time he heard that name. Okay, so we're on to the next part, and then we will probably switch over to our next game here. Um, for now, for now, I'm trying to save it. Okay, for now, what I can tell you is that McGrath is an entity, not of this universe. He opposes the nine gods and wishes to take the world of Azuran from us. He does so out of both greed and need, and the only one who can stop him is a champion who wields the amulet of Valor. Draco on display. "Am I that champion?" Maris asked as he continued to follow the underground passage. That depends solely on you." "What do you mean?" He raised an eyebrow at the god. "To become the champion of any god, you will need to rise far above your peers and prove to us that you're willing to sacrifice more than you should to defend his world. Right now, it's supposed to be you're far too, but it says you far. You're far too attached to the desire to return to your family to even consider becoming a champion. After all, what would happen if in doing my bidding you would be required to leave them behind? Could you accept that?" the god told him. His words stung, but they held an undeniable truth within his heart. Marius, unlike a true champion, was a simple man of average strength, definitely not a hero who could face off against the demons from Koringor. Indeed, all that he cared about right now was to safely return to his family. And to do that, he would need to survive. The idea of selfless sacrifice was impossible for the current him. Okay. Next level. Jump. Jump. Open the chest. And I think it's another chest down here. See if I got enough to spend on upgrades. Nothing at all. I'm assuming, and I'm gonna hope and see, but I'm assuming if you get 10 of those, it does it. Because it didn't tell you how to put the fragments together, but I assume if you collect 10, it puts them together. That would have been something they probably should have added. Press E to pick up lay on hand scroll. Okay, what does it do though? These statues are guarding hallways and passages. Try not to be blown to pieces by their magic. Well, that just happened. checkpoint. Nice. This definitely, even though you can play with keyboard, it would be nice to be able to play this too with. I would like to have been able to also play this with the gamepad. I mean, I'm okay with keyboard controls because I predominantly do play PC games. And even though some of those games I do play with gamepad, I'm still okay with playing keyboard and mouse too. So it's just ideally too, I can see that this game would have been awesome at being able to use wait, what did it say? Okay, that restores life, but because I already died, there's no sense. Okay, complete the amulet. Okay, so I got a piece of the amulet, and apparently I have I think this is blue. So if that is blue, yep, okay. And then we're gonna even that out, and then I have red, so I'm gonna take up his attack with the mace. And it looks like if you reach 10, the fragments come together, so. Okay, well that happened. Now we have to use it, yay. Game did that on purpose. Okay, here's a key. Okay, now I see where my stamina is. Make an offering. Oh, I don't have any. I'm sorry, I don't have any shards. Hunter's Hall. We are fighting a hunter. Aren't we? Yep. And looks like my game froze. Stunned me. Yeah, that shift key is probably not going to be ideal. Yeah, the AI was dumb. And then the shift key is not ideal though for the rolling, because if you panic, correct. He stunned me. Which is bullshit, because then they stun and he stays like forever in that. Oh, well, that happened. Nice. Okay, we're gonna heal up. Oh, that's a big chest up there. I'm actually kind of, yeah, the AI is a little, I am actually kind of enjoying this game, though. I think it's a pretty good game. Like I said, I'm not sure if you can do gamepad with this, but that's, to me, I'm okay with that. I almost goofed. Okay. First was the tomb of Galat, and now the forgotten halls. They were both purified by only one man. But how did he do it? He is so weak, yet my corruption doesn't seem to work on him. How? Was he blessed by one of the gods? But he doesn't look like a champion. It's like I smell fire. Like something's burning. But I'm pretty sure it's from outside. Because if it was inside the house, the smoke alarms would be going off. We have smoke alarms, so they would be going off if it was inside the house. But I think it's from outside. But he doesn't look like a champion. Maybe he used the power of one of those accursed gems. No, this should be impossible. McGrath pondered out loud as he looked through a magic window at Maris, who had just killed Narihan the hunter. Shall I take care of him for you, master? Oh, it's a woman. Okay. Shall I take care of him for you, master? The alluring voice of a woman came from another magic window. McGrath turned his attention towards her and didn't reply. Sheila's eye. No, I have another order for you. Send a letter to Captain Magpie and tell her to bring me more willing sacrifices. As for you, Lot, he turned his gaze towards a series of magic windows and ordered them, strengthen your areas and spread my corruption farther. If the human dares to stop any of your territories, I want him dead, and turn into one of my minions. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh, I forget I had that power too. 10 shards of the same color would transform into a sickle of that color. Yeah, we kind of figured that out. You're a little late, game. Just a tad bit a little late. That's probably something you should have announced earlier than that, but that's okay. We will allow it. In front of the crackling campfire, Mirias held the amulet of Velar in his hands, moving his right thumb across the polished surface of the gem of Rayana. He could feel the pulsating divine power within it. Tipton, he liked the sweetest confection ever. Do you want to have a taste of it? Dark Chandra. That's what it looks like. Tempted him. Ignoring the smirking guy, Marius closed his eyes and then asked, Was it you who hid these gems? Me? No. It was Elos, the goddess of patience and ruler of the night, using her divine energy. Yeah, it must have been a house on fire. Because I hear the sirens now. She hid them behind a barrier that could stop anyone who didn't hold a blessing from the nine gods. Can't McGrath just find someone like that and make him bring the gems to him? He opened his eyes and looked at the gleam of the amulet as it reflected the dance of the campfire. Even if he could tempt someone with his silver tongue, McGrath can't use these gems. Our divine energy won't flow through something that's not a creation of this universe. Besides, we are more or less aware of everything that happens around someone who is blessed by us. Okay, so because I do have 2 more games I need to play. Overall, I like this game though. We died. Okay. We died. Oh wait, did I get any? Oh, I got a yellow. This is, I think, white, yellow. Okay, let's do that. Alright, so we are gonna stop the game there. Oh, it does have settings. Huh. But you still only use keyboard and mouse. Which ideally, it's fine for me. I don't mind using keyboard and mouse. But there are some who would probably prefer to play this with gamepad. But I like keyboard and mouse personally. And there's the sirens. Um, but Yeah, so this was again Azuran Tales Trials. And it is available on Steam. And it just came out on June the 1st, so there is a chance there's things that could be added. It is going for $8.99 USD. There is the link there in chat. If you like what you saw, definitely pick it up. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good game. So I would say go ahead, pick it up. It did keep my interest, and I did like the storyline. Like I'm drawn into the storyline of it. Um, but we are gonna move on. I have left on the card. All right.